Hello everybody, it is Andrea. How are you doing? So we had a little bit of snow from last evening, but it was flurries. It wasn't snowing. As you can see, the colors are still vibrant and nothing is covered. Today I want to end on a good note and I want to say a few words of inspiration. So we're living in a time where everything is confusing, judgmental, dispersed, and we're getting separated and divided by the minute. And one of the key points that I want to address is the mental health. This is an amazing topic that took decades, generations, and years to be spoken about in public and being listened to and really absorbed. Now, as I have dedicated over 2 decades in the mental health and wellness holistic medical fields, a lot of misconceptions came to pass that those with mental health conditions are unstable, they lack intellect, they lack the ability to make a conscious decision, and they are not aware nor cause their conditions. And what they're doing is they're just totally labeled as sick, incompetent, and pretty much lack empathy. And I want to share with you that mental health is a condition on so many levels, whether it be that just scratching the surface of being depressed because of your social economic status, your situations and status at the time being, whether being unemployed, not in a relationship, not doing well financially, emotionally, or stable. And that could be on the surface and it may come and go, but you're not really to the point where you can benefit or require stabilization or medication. Another level of mental health is that of suppressing all of your emotions because of the fear or concerns of burdening another individual. What do I mean by that? That your emotions are so suppressed that you hide them behind your work, behind your family, within yourself, and it literally consumes you where you are unable to stabilize your emotions. Another level of mental health is that of chemical imbalance, that be of previous or hereditary or a lifestyle of chemical substances in your body, whether it be that from alcohol, drugs, tobacco, medications upon birth. It's all different levels. But the one thing that is underlining and true is that individuals that experience mental health conditions are stigmatized and labeled as individuals who are that of incompetence, lack emotions, and just categorized in a label and not seen to have the human traits of nurturance, nature, empathy, and people get discouraged by it, or they veer away and they kind of distance themselves. Rather than distance yourself, I encourage the judicial system, the educational system, the law enforcement, and we come together as one and educate one another on the components that really hone true. Understanding the condition, understanding its onset, its symptoms, and also learning and utilizing coping techniques on how to assist the individual and make your knowledge be mindful. In my career, I was in jeopardy at many times because I saw the individual as a human, someone's son, daughter, mother, father, a family member, and I was encouraged strongly to read their report. And I said to them, I'm not going to read the report to get a prejudgment, preconception of what they are based on your findings, based on your statistics, based on diagnoses and symptoms. I'm going to walk in there and speak to them as a human. Sometimes that was in my favor for the company, other times it wasn't. But for the individual, I was able to connect with individuals on a personal level. And I got repeated requests to connect with the individual because I didn't go in there saying you have to take your medication, you have to do this, you have to do that. I was understanding them where they were at, met them where they were at, and had a conversation like I'm having a conversation with you right now. You see, mental health is on, again, so many levels. Intellect, spiritual, emotional, physical, chemical. And when we get a better grasp of knowledge and education and speak with individuals to learn from them what they're going on and what they're going through, you'll understand and have a different perspective. I remember one exercise that I had to do during my services that I was able to go into the mind of an individual, that of schizophrenia. And it was so vivid and so powerful because what we did was I put on a headset, I put on visual goggles, and I had some machinery tapped and attached to me. And it was amazing with the voices, the visualizations, the ideations, the sounds, the emotional feelings, the physical feelings. And I think that's what we need to bring home into understanding the individual, the condition, the onset, and how to work with him on coping techniques and hopefully alleviating the conditions. Now, sure, in some cases, I'm not a doctor or a psychiatrist or psychologist to say that this can be absolved. But I can say that through proper nutrition, health, wellness, mindset, and positive motivation, it can be managed. And that's what I'm here to educate about to you. Having over 2 decades in this industry, I have seen so many individuals evolve. And I remember one individual that they were unable to maintain and live on their own. They were codependent on their parent due to enabling conditions. And they were concerned about becoming independent because they didn't know how to live on their own. Their family had always enabled them. And for the family's limited knowledge, it was that of saving them and helping them and protecting them in a bubble from the world. When in reality, when the individual started increasing self-awareness, adjusting their lifestyle and behavior and nutritional habits, they wanted to be independent, but they were totally fearful because they didn't know how. This is lost in society today, where we need to get to the fundamentals and back to the basics of learning how upon our future generations we can implement and incorporate them to become self-sufficient without judgment, without harm, but with the utmost confidence and empowerment from their peers, family, support system, and the world. And as a former mental health advocate, as a social worker and studied in psychology and practiced as a liaison between state institutionals and juvenile detention centers, homeless shelters, on the streets doing drive-bys, truth be told, this needs to be elevated, this needs to be addressed. Because the more and more we shun from this, the more and more we make this taboo, the more and more that we hide it and limit our knowledge and exposure and education about mental health, our future is of that of great concern. And I'm considering and talking about the younger generations before coming up. Set aside all the mental health conditions that are chemical-based or induced hereditary or family nature within the home and outside the home with the external pressures. But I'm talking about the individuals over the past 18 to 24 months, if not longer, with what's going on in the world. Constant violent video games, constant media shows of competition of that perfect is best, beautiful is most priority, and not empowering the individuals from within. It disturbs and disappoints me that our younger generations over the past couple of months, if not years, are fearful to express their emotions, judged by anything that comes out of their mouth, judged by their behavior, and ruled out if they are not acting normal. But then again, I ask you, what is normal? If someone is unable to sit still Are they categorized as someone to kind of, shun away from? If someone is unable to express their feelings, is that quick to judgment that they're not empathetic? If someone has limited knowledge, is that saying that they're dumb and uneducated? Let's clear the lens on what mental health is about and really get to the root cause and stem of all the varieties, all the varieties, all the levels, where they stem from, and start listening and talking about it and getting it into the public. For mental health doesn't have textbook visuals anymore. There's so many different layers. And until we rise and unite, these layers are going to get more and more, and we're going to divide and conquer more and more. So I encourage you to speak up, speak out, reach out to me if you have any questions of support, knowledge, education, or like to share your insights on it, as I've been on both sides of the table. As a family advocate upon individuals who have mental health conditions, whether it be substance abuse to emotional, physical, or childhood abuse, as most of the onsets is that of the collegiate years or younger now, being judged and being psychosocially assessed at the age of 4. Look at what's going on in the statistics in the world of mental health. Our children want to take their lives at such a young age, even before 5, because of the peer pressures and external influences that they're being programmed. Get involved, gain knowledge, get educated, and share your voice with me. I thank you for listening. I thank you for watching, as this is a little bit longer video because it's something that hits home to me as a professional, as a family member, and as someone who wants to make sure that everyone is heard, for someone is listening and someone is watching. We all have skeletons in the closet. We all have a story. But those are the stories that are going to help and prevent future measures for those coming up in our future. I thank you for listening. I thank you for watching. My name is Andrea Mason, your certified global motivational speaker under the mentorship of the Mr. Les Brown, and your personal accountability coach. Let's reach out, extend our hand of passion, integrity, and promise, and not judgment, isolation, and neglect. Get educated. And in this crazy game of life, press play. Plan life according to you. And make sure you take the pen in your hand and start writing your story. Always follow your heart and not the herd, for on the other side is success and happiness. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Be safe, be well, bringing you daily content. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification one more time. My name is Andrea. Te amo. Be well.